All right, so another non-trumpet playing video. I hope you guys don't hate these, but a lot of the questions and comments that come in, and I can't tell you guys enough, man. Thank you so much. I really, if you can't tell, at this point, I'm still more than capable of responding to everything that people comment on. And there's some people left some jokes, and it's cool. So it's fun to see this kind of interaction because, you know, I'm an older dude and I really dig the actual interaction with people as opposed to just putting posts up and then never responding, or I don't know, having too many viewers, I guess, that you can't respond to. But I really enjoy the interaction is my point. But what I wanted to talk about a little bit today, or just quickly today, is that, and I don't know if this will be of any interest to anyone, so I'll keep it short. A lot of what I do is my own creation, right? So I know, you know, this channel or whatever, these videos that I put up are a lot about me exploring or re-exploring along the journey of, you know, coming back to playing trumpet and flugelhorn over the last few years here. But what I kind of left out is that I have like a huge thing going on with actual music. Like, so all the stuff that I do, I don't know if this translates or anyone cares about this, but just for the record, I mean, you know, I have like 500 songs out in the world now. So the drive and motivation that I have has led me down a path that where I first started, and, you know, I may have mentioned this story, that what kind of got me back into it is that, like, some of those records on the wall are from like the early 90s, and I played trumpet on those too, but they're more like disco and house and stuff like that, house music, like dance music, four on the floor kind of stuff. So I've been kind of dabbling in trumpet and music for, I don't know, over 30 years at this point. But because of the drive that I have for all things that I endeavor upon or embark upon, I can't just kind of sit idly and do nothing. So, you know, I got a flugelhorn not that long ago, the Toman, and, you know, what I was doing was just sitting. This is my office as well, right? So I work here, you know, I've said that before. And my son behind me has a workstation where he does gaming. And some years back, I don't know, 5-10 years, something, whenever this was, he was listening to some music, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. What is this? It was kind of like a cross between hip hop and just literal jazz samples. And it's, you know, affectionately known as lo-fi hip hop, right? Or lo-fi beats. From that point on, I just was like, wow, you can just solo right on top of these things. So what I went and did was I reached out to I first started by just practicing on top of songs from Spotify and Apple Music, you know, whatever you want to stream, just going to these playlists and just letting them rip and finding songs that were in keys that worked for me or for the trumpet. And then I actually reached out to those people that wrote those songs. You know, again, I'm pretty resourceful in this regard. So some of them I actually was able to collaborate with immediately and just start adding horns to things. And you wouldn't believe the amount of response that actually elicited for me. I got on a couple of decent sized songs. There's a couple of record labels out there that are pretty big. One of them is, now I'm going to forget what the name of it is, but because it's been a lot of years, but like Chilled Cow or something like that, something really big. One of the big Norwegian or labels out somewhere else that does a ton of lo-fi hip hop. Anyway, I scored a horn feature on a guy who had signed a deal with this label, and I got a song out there, and man, that opened a lot of doors. I got quite a few calls for like actual work for hire. I always tried to opt for work that was, you know, I don't need the money. Like somebody offered me $1,000. You know, I don't care about that. I was trying to build something real. So I'm like, hey, can you just, you know, make it so that I get credit on the song? You know, so when you go look up, oh, who is that writer or who's that trumpet player, you'll see my name. And, you know, lo and behold, that actually was much more valuable to me than getting $1,000 or $500 or whatever up front, because the recognition of being on that song is now legitimized by the fact that my name is out there on some of these songs that are put out by real record labels. They go into the real catalogs. You can see them on Discogs and stuff like that. So it becomes much more tangible and real in that space. So I guess my point really is that I just started off that way. And then, because I got a question on one of my videos, and like, where'd you find these lo-fi songs? I'm like, well, the truth is I write them all myself, right? So behind me, I use Apple Logic Pro. I'm a big Apple guy because of the software development background that I have. I've been using Apple stuff for almost 15 years, I think, at this point. So it's just a familiar ecosystem for me. And so happens that their, media tools are really good. So Logic is a great piece of software. You can make really cool stuff. Like, I'm not some wizard of a keyboard player. There's, the ability to do things inside of a digital audio workstation really enables you. If you have some concept of what you're trying to do, you can really construct things even if you can't play them. So a lot of the stuff that I write, I just kind of conceive in my head. Okay, like I've said before, I'm pretty good in the key of E flat. So I try to write a lot of chord progressions around E flat, and then I go through and construct a lo-fi hip-hop beat with all the samples and sounds that come in all these tools and sample packs and stuff you can buy. And then, I've been doing mixing and mastering for a long time on my own. And I own my own publishing company for music. So I've been doing quite a bit of stuff, and maybe it makes sense to say that if folks that are watching these didn't realize this. I mean, the primary thing I do with music is in the box type stuff. I have, like I said, I think close to 500 published songs now, and they're all out everywhere. So I tried to do everything as blatantly as possible. If you just search Garrett Michael Conklin, and my name is spelled really weird, Garot. There's just page after page after page of links on Google. There's a lot of engineering crap mixed in there too, but there's a good deal of musical stuff in there. So if you're ever interested in hearing anything on my homepage here at YouTube, all the music that's on there for all the different artists is also all me. So I have several aliases that I write music and, try to break up the genres a little bit, so you're not listening to like an industrial or an ambient song, and then you hear a lo-fi jazz song, and then some kind of like, synth pop, synth wave kind of thing. So I've broken it up. So I have a bunch of different alias artists that I work with as well, because I really enjoy keyboard sound design also. So ambient is one of my most favorite styles of music. It's just really creative and expressive and fun to be able to just get in there and tweak and edit the crap out of all kinds of synthesizers that I never was able to get my hands on in real life. But now there's the emulations of these things in software are just so outstanding that you can kind of get any software synthesizer, any hardware synthesizer you've ever imagined in a software emulated model. That it sounds, it's like the difference between an Epiphone and a Gibson. It's to some ears, I'm sure you can tell. Or to an oscillator, you can see that the oscillations are a little different. But to regular people like you and me, it's amazing. And there's so many features you can do inside of software that you cannot do physically with hardware. Really cool stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to share that and really kind of just say, I have a lot of fun as a hobbyist just playing my horn and that, but I really also have a lot of fun doing the music too, and writing songs and constructing these kind of beat things and then trying to play on top of them. It's really been fun and rewarding for me. And, I wouldn't say that it's a financially viable thing to do, but from a hobbyist perspective, it's a lot of fun, keeps me busy, keeps my mind going. And it really does keep me kind of in the flow of the music that, the world of music that's out there, because I am a participant. So, I don't know, maybe that helped some of you. Maybe you just skipped right through this, but in any event, thanks so much for watching, and even thanks more for all the comments that you're leaving. I really do appreciate that, and I hope that, if I didn't respond to anybody, that, there's almost no chance that's the case, but if you leave me a comment, I'm going to reply to your comment. So thanks for doing that, and keep it up.